claiming newfound strength.
Newfound strength, especially the last few months.
And
because this is kind of a last resort, the insurance industry. You know, the insurance industry has not taken tort money. It has gotten little or no subsidies from most governments around the world because they're so conservative. They are forced to be conservative by regulations, and the system works.
Do you get this notion, do you get this sense that the insurance industry is going to pick up where the hedge funds are falling? Hundreds, if not thousands, of hedge funds are folding because their strategies are no longer working. Is it going to go back to the State Farm days where you really know who your mutual insurance agent is and he or she becomes a lifelong friend?
I think so. It really enhances the reputation of good brokers and representatives and insurance companies who have these tremendous cash reserves and are able to pay these claims.
Right. How about it? Would you invest in a State Farm or something, that kind of a concept? Like a good neighbor? State Farm is there?
What do you mean by State Farm?
No, the point is, you know, knowing who you're talking to, knowing exactly what they do, full transparency, none of this black box sort of thing.
Well, but the problem is all the financial companies, whether it's insurance or whether it's banks or brokers and so forth, there's no transparency. That's precisely the point. And the insurance companies, yes, they have some AA bonds, but AA, I mean, the whole CDO mess was based on on garbage, putting into a package and making it a AAA. And I can tell you, I know a lot of people who own insurance companies, the families, including the Tishes in New York. And a year ago, they thought the stock is good value.
Okay. Got to wrap right there. 2 seconds to go. Charles, thanks for being on the show. Talk to you soon. Okay, time now to focus on the emails you've been sending us. We've got dozens and dozens, so I'm going to actually ask Dr. Faber to help us sort of deal with his priorities of passion for a second. Just to get us started, here's one from Quabena who writes, where has all the money that's been lost as a result of this financial crisis gone to? It didn't go to the dot-coms. It didn't go. Did it go to the bank? It went to the bonuses. No, I don't know. Where did it go? What's the scam here? Bernie Madoff?
No, look.
Maybe there were a lot of Bernie Madoffs.
We had a credit bubble, so everybody borrows money, and as a result, asset prices go up. And then asset prices come down and loans are repaid or default and so forth. So it was an illusionary wealth, and now it's gone. The bubble has burst, so it just disappears.
I am going to start. We're getting such a myriad number of questions here. Property. There's a lot of currencies here. Let me do a currency one first of all. Is that okay, just to kick us off here?
Yes. But I don't know everything. I mean, I'm not an expert on every
Oh, I've known you for
aspect
17 years. You know a hell of a lot more than I do. Let's start off with the U.S. dollar. Here's one. Greg writes in from Tucson. Excuse me.
Yes,
I've been away for 20
nice
years.
place.
Tucson, it's a beautiful place, sunny state. Do you agree with Jim Rogers? Jim Rogers was in that same chair as you days ago. Do you agree with Jim Rogers' contention the strength of the U.S. dollar is the function of unwinding huge short positions around the world and that strength is temporary? That is from Greg in Tucson, Arizona.
Well, I mean, the currency question also relates to equities and to other asset markets. The problem is it's difficult to forecast the market when we have a perfect market, a market that has many participants. It's impossible to make any forecast when you have government interventions. And I can tell you the US dollar is not a desirable currency, but the others are no better. The others, all the central banks in the world print money. If they all print money at the same rate, then there may not be a lot of currency fluctuation. If one prints all the money and the others don't, then that currency will go down. But my view is, I think the dollar had a big rally beginning of 2008 to a few days ago, and now sentiment, which was very negative about the US dollar a year ago, is now very negative about the euro and about commodity-related currencies. And I think we have now a rebound in the euro and probably a rebound in Canadian dollars and Australian.
Well, that's good for me being a Canadian, I suppose.
Yes, actually I like Canada. It's a nice country.
It's a great
farmland, great people like you.
Oh, it's a friendly country.
Friendly, yes.
National health care.
Yes.
Unemployment benefits. And,
well, I'm against national health care, but never mind.
And taxes are only like 49% at the top tier here. What is it? You're from Switzerland originally.
Originally,
in fact, you were on the Swiss national ski team. I think you were doing the giant slalom. Is that correct?
Downhill slalom.
Downhill. Here's a question here. From an unidentified reader, or reader, a viewer out there. Has the so-called competitive currency devaluation started off with the CHF in your homeland of Switzerland. And tell us what this competitive currency devaluation is in a nutshell.
Well, basically in the 30s we had protectionism. Nowadays, I don't think that we'll get protectionism in the sense of import duties on cars and on radios and TV sets and so forth. But you can lower the value of your currency by printing money. And the Swiss are not the only ones that are doing it. Others have also done it. And we have this essentially new way of protectionism through competitive devaluations.
But is that what's going on here, though, with the Swissy and others and on?
There's a race towards the bottom. But as all currencies lose their value, there will be one currency where the loss will be less pronounced because you can't increase the supply, and that is gold.
Out there. So you're still a gold bug, even though the prices got overshot the ceiling.
Well, I mean, you have market trends, and within the uptrend, you can have corrections. All I want to say is to people, you can't trust central bankers anymore, not even the Swiss National Bank. Actually, the Swiss National Bank has totally destroyed the value of the Swiss franc for the last 30 years. It is one of the most hopeless institutions along with the U.S. Federal Reserve.
Yeah. Can I bring in the China equation? Do you believe in this G2 concept? You know, people are talking about the G7, G8, G20, G100, but they say there's only one real relationship which can define things, and that is the G2. Foreign direct investment is suspect in China. You know, the country is, the stock market came off last year. It's all export based, making cheap things. What's going on here? What's going to happen next?
Well, I mean, China has been growing at a very, very fast pace since 1978 when the open door policy started. And we had some setbacks in the economy from time to time, but the setbacks in China's economy were offset by continuous growth elsewhere in the world, so the recessions were relatively brief. Today we have a major credit crisis in the United States, and we have an overcapacity crisis in China. And this is a serious recession for China, but rapidly growing countries have serious setbacks from time to time.
So are you a bull on China then?
On the economy or on the stock market or on properties? I think long term, I would use weakness in Chinese equities, and I think we had a strong rally this year. We're up 20%. By the way, Taiwan is also up this year, as well as Russia. We had strong rebounds in some of these peripheral markets. I think we're going to test the lows again, but over the next 2 years, it's probably a good time to invest.
I just want to show you how global this audience has gotten.
Yes.
You ever been to North Dakota?
Yes.
What do you think? I mean, it's a beautiful place, but it's quite isolated, isn't it? North Dakota. Kurt writes in.
Yes.
You got this one? Kurt writes in from North Dakota. Doctor, which Asian markets are cheap enough for contrarians to nibble in? And he's asking the exact question you're answering right here. Indonesia, Hong Kong, Thailand, elsewhere. Is something screaming, buy me, when it comes to
Well,
Asian
I think
markets?
Japan is cheap. It's at the 30 years low. It's at the same level than in 81. Taiwan is at the level of 87. South Korea at the level of 87. In those